Amal, how is it going?
Hi, Miss. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Good to hear. Alhamdulillah. So let me start sharing my screen. Okay. So if you have your book, students, let's go to page 50. Okay. But before we go to page 50, students, Amal and Muna, I didn't receive your homework yet. Is there any problem?
Yes, Miss. I'm really sick yesterday, so I can't.
Are you going to send it in the near future?
Yes.
Okay, inshallah. Hi, how are you,
بس
Muna?
هسه راح ادز لك اياه اي هاي هاو ار يو هسه راح ادز على الجروب
No worries.
اوكي
So, um, let's go to page 50. 50, we're going to talk about accommodation. Do you know the meaning of this word, students? You can open your mics. You can say it in Arabic. Accommodation. Do we know?
I think الإقامة بالبلدان accommodation of
Exactly.
country.
إقامة. Yeah. It's not a country. Maybe like in a new apartment, a new house. Maybe some other countries it goes well at them. Okay, well done. Okay. So, students, in this unit, we are going to be learning how to talk about staying in different places. Okay, and not only that, we are going to talk also about the problems involved in settling in new places. Okay, so um, let's move on to page 52. Okay, give me a second, students. I guess I need to take my bird out of this room. He's too noisy. Yes, so unit 1, exercise 1, we have vocabulary where you stayed. As you can see here, I have more than 9, more than 5 sentences, 10 sentences, and we are going to do what? Decide if the sentences express positive or negative views about places, or if they could be either. Can be positive or maybe negative, it depends on the person. Okay, so let's read, and I want you to decide, is this place has a negative, خلينا نقول for example, they're talking about it in a bad way, or do they talk about it in a good way, a positive way? Okay, so who's going to read? Who's going to start? Hint? Start with you.
Yes, miss. Uh, One,
Mm-hmm.
the whole place was really muddy and
Muddy.
everything muddy
Muddy,
and
yes.
everything got full,
Filthy.
filthy.
Do you remember the word
Yeah.
filthy?
Yes,
يس
something dirty or
dirty
Exactly.
yeah.
And we have the word muddy. مدي هو من mud. المد هو الطين. Okay.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay.
it can be طين أو وحل. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
تمام. So do you think this is a positive or a negative view about this place?
A negative.
A negative one, of course. Yes. We don't want to live or rent a place that is filthy and muddy. Okay.
Yeah.
What about two, Sarah?
We had a stunning view from our room.
Stunning. What is the meaning of
I
stunning?
think
Sorry.
I think positive,
Uh huh.
but I don't know what's stunning.
Okay. Stunning is very beautiful, impressive. Okay. The word stunning, it means like it's really amazing that it takes your breath away. شايفين انه you cannot breathe because it's very beautiful. Okay, it takes your breath away. Uh-huh. So بدل ما أقول beautiful, which is a really خلينا نقول normal word, let's
Basic.
basic, okay, for level 1, for A1 and A2, let's use the word stunning. She looked
Stunning.
stunning in her dress. Very beautiful. Okay, so this is a positive. Nice. Yes, Amal, number 3.
Yes, miss. The service was really efficient.
Efficient. Yes.
Efficient, yes. Miss, according to my to where I stayed,
Let's say that you are going there. Okay, you have an application. Let's say that there is an application and you are trying to rent a place. Okay, and you read some comments. One of the comments said the service was really efficient. Do you think this is a positive or a bad comment about this place?
positive.
Positive. Okay, do we know the meaning of efficient?
مس الفعال
Exactly.
أو الشيء الموجود.
Yes, yes. Doing something well without wasting time, energy, it can be like this. Okay.
Yes.
نقول مثلا احنا شغلة مضبوطة, you know, in Iraqi. زين. What about Fatma, number 4?
Yes, miss. The weather was just
Unbearably.
unbearably hot. I think it's a negative
Negative.
comment.
Exactly, it is. So unbearably, students, you know, like it's too difficult, too painful, extreme to handle. Okay, it's خلينا نقول showing the degree of something. Okay, so it's showing us the degree of the hotness unbearably. Okay, you cannot believe it how hot it was. You cannot handle it because it's too hot. بشكل لا يحتمل. Okay, number 5, Mona.
Yes, miss. Number 5, it overlooked a building site.
So overlooked a building site. Do you think this is a positive or negative comment?
I think positive.
Positive. Okay.
Yeah.
So imagine you went to, let's see, you went to Egypt. Okay. And you really booked an expensive apartment. تمام. And your plan was that your apartment is going to do what? Is going to خلينا نقول that your apartment is going to have a really nice view of the Nile River. This is your plan. إنه أنت تاخذين غرفة. Okay.
Yes.
وش بيها هاي الغرفة؟ had a view from your room to the Nile River. Need. Okay. But there was a building site in the front of your apartment. Overlooked. You cannot see the river.
Negative.
Negative. So
Okay.
overlooked students معناها انه خلينا نقول احنا صار مباشر وياك, يعني اول ما تفتحين الويندو you have a building.
مقابل بناية.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, miss.
So it's a really negative thing. What about 6? Yes, Hind, let's go back to you.
Yes, people were so welcoming. It was quite overwhelming.
Overwhelming. Yes.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Um,
So let's say that you don't know the meaning of this. But what about this one? Do you think it's positive or
it's positive.
positive?
Positive.
Exactly.
Yes, it's positive. Sorry.
So overwhelming students, very strong, very powerful. Okay. So in Arabic it can be هائل, يغمروكم. Okay. So كلمة overwhelming بحد ذاتها ممكن تجي negative, ممكن تجي a positive. فممكن أقول لكم I have lots of things to do. It's overwhelming. من أقول لكم overwhelming معناها إنه يفوق التحمل مالتي. Okay. But since here we're talking about welcoming people, Okay, and they are so nice for us. فإنه شلون هم يعني مشاعر قوية they have really strong feelings.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
good. 7, Sarah.
The place was a bit of a dump, to be honest.
Mhm.
I
So,
don't know. I think negative.
how do you know it's a negative thing?
I don't know what's the meaning of a dump.
Okay, a dump is just like a trash.
Like what, miss?
Trash.
Trash?
Trash? Yes. What is the meaning of trash? When you have things that you don't want it, where do you throw it?
I don't know.
In the trash.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Like recycle. لا, not recycle. Uh,
Okay, a dump ممكن تجي
forget.
مكان إنه really bad, dirty. It can be like مكب نفايات. تجي
Mm.
بمعنى هيجي شيء. Okay. So بالنسبة طلاب كلمة dump راح تسمعوها if you really into for example American series. They would say he dumped her. He dumped her. In this sentence معناها إنه he left her. Okay. But dump it can has different meanings. Okay. يا أما إنه to dump someone, to leave someone. She dumped her boyfriend. Okay. أو إنه you are throwing something. To dump something إنه you are throwing it in the trash for example. Okay. أو اللي هي مكب النفايات. ف a dump as a noun هي حتكون مكب النفايات طلاب. ممكن أقول لكم they took the old furniture to the dump. Okay. أخذوا مالتهم الأثاث to the dump لمكب النفايات. ف in this case we're saying in Arabic إنه هذا المكان فوضى قذر. Okay. So do you think this is a positive or negative, Sarah?
Negative.
Exactly. Okay. Amal?
Yes, miss. The facilities were absolutely incredible. It's positive.
Positive. And what is the meaning of facilities?
Miss, the building that help the hotel. يعني
Exactly. Yes.
yes.
Exactly. Okay. For example, I would say the hotel has excellent facilities like pool, maybe gym, Wi-Fi, all of these things they call it facilities. Maybe a park. Okay. We call these facilities students. أي خدمات. Maybe even like some hospitals, really expensive hospitals, they have also some facilities like gym for example. Okay. For example, you know what, the جامعة الأمريكية, okay, they have good facilities. They have a gym, they have a pool, okay, some really good things to go to and have fun there. Number 9, Mona.
Yes, miss. Number 9 لو 10.
9.
9. Okay. The facilities
لا
were
number 9. It was quiet.
okay. It was a quiet, isolated, by
Isolated.
isolated basically
Yes.
in the middle of nowhere.
Nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. Isolated. So
Yes.
let me tell you the meaning of isolated. Do you know it?
No, I don't know.
Isolated, it's like separated from others. Okay. You have
Okay.
like a building and there is nothing around it. Like you need, for example, a car to reach it. You have nothing around it. No supermarket, for example, no train station, no hospital near it. Isolated. Alone in this place. In the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere في منتصف اللامكان. Okay. you think
Okay.
this is so isolated in Arabic? It means إنه معزول, far away from everything. So, what do you think?
Negative?
Negative, exactly.
Yes.
And Fatma, the last one is for you.
Yes, miss. The beach was deserted, so we had the whole place to ourselves.
To ourselves. So now the word deserted, we
Ourselves.
already know it. We already studied this.
Yes.
Deserted. What does it mean?
يعني
الصحراء.
هو صحراء.
مكان مهجور يعني
Okay,
مهجور.
exactly.
Yes.
Desert هي
بس
صحراء.
هو هنا مجال
Deserted.
صحراء.
اي exactly. Desert بحذتها صحراء. Deserted انه هو مثل ما قلتي انتي مهجور. Okay, empty. No people are present there. Okay, amazing, Fatima. So now let's focus on this. He said the beach was deserted, so we had the whole place to ourselves.
المقطع الأول هو negative comment.
Okay, والمقطع الثاني, what do you think? The
Yes.
second part it is. It is what? So the
هي
first part
self
is negative.
yes هي self معناها يعني نفسنا وأنفسنا
Yes.
self
With only
أنفسنا هنا
us.
جاي بس
Yes.
الأول هنا ما دا أعرف يعني أنفسنا يعني نفس المعنى
The whole place you mean?
no
Ourselves.
ourselves
إلنا بس إلنا. أنفسنا.
uh,
It was us only. No one was there.
هو يعني حادثين الشرطة بس
I see. هو the beach was deserted. No one was there. تمام. So we had the
no
whole place. All the place was for us.
يس إنه هو مهجور يعني الشاطئ مهجور لذلك كان الشط بس يعني إلهم هم
Exactly.
العائلة رايحين
So do you think this is a positive or a negative?
positive
Positive. Yes. It depends, students. If you are a social person and you want people with you, you would think this is negative. But if you like to be alone in a really great place like a beach with no people there, it can be positive. It depends on you. So both answers are correct. Okay. Well done, Fatma. Amazing. Now we have a listening. We are going to listen to two conversations about places that people have stayed in. Answer the questions. Listen to two conversations about places that people have stayed in. قاموا بها. Answer the questions. Where did they stay? In what ways did they have a good time? What problems did they have? Okay, students? Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay. طلاب عندنا سؤال على ال first exercise. All good?
yes
Yes,
miss
you good.
Let's listen then. Give me a second, students.
Track 31. Conversation 1. Have you ever been to Hungary?
Yeah, I went to the Ziget Festival a couple of years ago.
You went where?
The Ziget, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's an enormous music festival in Budapest. It's held on this island in the middle of the Danube.
Oh, right. So, where did you stay?
We camped on the festival site. It was a bit of a nightmare, actually, because it absolutely poured down while we were there. The whole place was flooded and we got absolutely soaked. Tents, sleeping bags, everything. And it was so muddy, everything got filthy. It was crazy.
Couldn't you stay somewhere else?
Well, we actually did in the end. We met these really nice Hungarians who lived in the city, and they put us up for a couple of nights.
Wow, that was generous. So, would you go again?
Absolutely. We had a great time in spite of the weather. I hardly slept the whole time we were there. There was so much going on.
Conversation 2. Did you go away in the holiday at all?
Yeah, I went to Turkey.
In August. Wasn't it a bit hot?
Oh, it was was absolutely boiling, but then I love the heat, and you get quite dry heat there.
I guess. So did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. We stayed in this absolutely amazing place on the south coast, right on top of the cliffs, overlooking the ocean.
Sounds nice.
It was. Wait, I've got a picture of it somewhere on my mobile.
Let's have a look. Wow, look at that sunset. That's stunning.
I know. It was like that nearly every night.
That's great. Were there any other places nearby? It looks as if it's in the middle of nowhere.
It was a bit isolated, yeah. It was a few kilometres along this narrow track to the nearest village, well, town. But they had a minibus to take people there in the morning and to bring them back in the evening.
Wasn't that a pain, having to rely on the bus? Didn't they run more often than that?
No, it was a bit annoying, but considering how cheap the place was, you couldn't complain. And there was a little beach near the hotel. There was a little path between the cliffs, and the beach was almost deserted, which was lovely.
I'm not surprised. Sounds like hard work.
It was a bit of a struggle climbing back up, but it was worth doing once.
I guess. It doesn't sound like my kind of thing, though.
Okay, now let's listen once again, Talab, and make sure you are reading as well. Okay, this is the part, track 31. Let's listen to it once again.
Track 31. Conversation 1. Have you ever been to Hungary?
Yeah, I went to the Ziget Festival a couple of years ago.
You went where?
Ziget, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's an enormous music festival in Budapest. It's held on this island in the middle of the Danube.
Oh, right. So, where did you stay?
We camped on the festival site. It was a bit of a nightmare, actually, because it absolutely poured down while we were there. The whole place was flooded, and we got absolutely soaked. Tents, sleeping bags, everything. And it was so muddy, everything got filthy. It was crazy.
Couldn't you stay somewhere else?
Well, we actually did in the end. We met these really nice Hungarians who lived in the city, and they put us up for a couple of nights.
Wow, that was generous. So, would you go again?
Absolutely. We had a great time in spite of the weather. I hardly slept the whole time we were there. There was so much going on.
Conversation 2. Did you go away in the holiday at all?
Yeah, I went to Turkey.
In August? Wasn't it a bit hot?
Oh, it was absolutely boiling, but then I love the heat, and you get quite dry heat there.
I guess. So did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. We stayed in this absolutely amazing place on the south coast, right on top of the cliffs, overlooking the ocean.
Sounds nice.
Well, it was. Wait, I've got a picture of it somewhere on my mobile.
Let's have a look. Wow, look at that sunset. That's stunning.
I know. It was like that nearly every night.
That's great. Were there any other places nearby? It looks as if it's in the middle of nowhere.
It was a bit isolated, yeah. It was a few kilometres along this narrow track to the nearest village, well, town. But they had a minibus to take people there in the morning and to bring them back in the evening.
Wasn't that a pain, having to rely on the bus? Didn't they run more often than that?
No, it was a bit annoying, but considering how cheap the place was, you couldn't complain. And there was a little beach near the hotel. There was a little path between the cliffs, and the beach was almost deserted, which was lovely.
I'm not surprised. Sounds like hard work.
It was a bit of a struggle climbing back up, but it was worth doing once.
I guess. It doesn't sound like my kind of thing, though.
Okay. So I need 2 students to read the first conversations. The first conversation only. So, yes, Amal, you're A, and Hind, you're B. Go ahead, please.
Yes, miss. Have you ever been to Hungary?
Yeah, I went to the Suggest Festival a couple of years ago.
You went where?
The Suggest, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's an enormous music festival in Budapest. It's held on this island in the middle of the Dumble.
So, students, sorry, Amal. Enormous, okay, it's just like saying very big. Okay, but very big is a basic word. So, enormous very large, very big. Try to use it. Really advanced word. Okay, go ahead, Amal.
Yes. All right. So where did you stay?
We camped on the festival site. It was a bit of a nightmare, actually, because it absolutely poured down while we were there. The whole place was flooded, and we get absolutely soaked.
Soaked.
Tent, sleeping, sleeping bags, everything, and it was so muddy. Everything got filthy. It was crazy.
Okay, okay. So, students, we have the word nightmare. Do we know the meaning?
Caboose.
Caboose, exactly. Okay. Poured down. Poured down, it means it was raining heavily. Okay. بس ركزوا لي على كلمة heavily. بكلش بقوة يعني. Okay. We were while we were there, the whole place was floated. Floated هو كلمة float اللي هي طوفان ممكن حتكون. Okay. And we got absolutely soaked. تبللنا من فوق لجوا.
Yeah.
Okay, the whole thing اللي هو tent, sleeping bags and everything. It was muddy. قلنا كلمة muddy. We already talked it. We took it. Everything got filthy. It was crazy. Nice, amazing. Yes, Amal.
Yes. Couldn't you stay somewhere else?
Well, we actually did in the end. We met these really nice Hungarians who lived in the city, and they put us up for a couple of nights.
Wow, that was generous. So what would you go again?
Absolutely. We had a great time in spite of the weather. I hardly slept the whole time we were there. There was so much going on.
Exactly, amazing. Students, in spite of, do we know the meaning of in spite of?
مس بالرغم على.
Okay, بالرغم عن أو على الرغم من. نفس الشيء. Both of them are correct. Okay, so it's really lovely sentence or like a phrase you can say. In spite of doing something, try to do something else. Okay, very lovely. Try to use it as much as you can. Very advanced. Okay, conversation 2. Who wants to read it? Yes, Fatma. And someone else? You can raise your hand. Sarah, please. Sarah, you are A, and Fatma, you're B.
Did you go away in the holiday at all?
Yeah, I went to Turkey.
In August, wasn't it a bit hot?
It was absolutely boiling, but then I love the hot and you heat and you go get quite dry heat there.
I guess. So, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was Berlin. Berlin was a state in the
Absolutely.
absolute, absolutely amazing place on the coast, rough
Right.
on top, right top of the cliffs of a cliffs overlooking the
Ocean.
The
Ocean.
ocean.
ocean. So, cliff students.
مثل المنحدرات.
Sorry.
المنحدرات.
Okay. مو منحدر. Okay. Yes. جرف. منحدر صخري. Okay. Nice. Correct. And what about overlooking? We all know this. Okay. It was.
Me?
It was
No, sounds nice.
It was wait. I have got a picture of it somewhere on my mobile.
Let's have a look. Wow. Look at that sunset. That's stunning.
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 I know it was. I like that nearly every night.
That's great.
Were there any other places nearby? It looks as if it is if it's in the middle of nowhere.
It was a bit salted.
Isolated.
Yeah, it was
Isolated.
isolated. Isolated. Yeah, it was a few kilometers along this narrower,
Narrow.
narrow, narrow track to the nearest village, town, but they had an
Mini
mandibles
Mini.
minibus.
Minibus.
minibus to take people there in the morning and to bring them back in the
In
evening.
the evening. So students, narrow track to the nearest village. What is the meaning of narrow track? So narrow it means ضيق. Okay, and track it has different meaning. طريق مسار مسلك. So حيكون بمعنى انه مسار ضيق ممر ضيق to the nearest village. Yes, students.
Wasn't that a pain having to rely on the bus? Didn't they run more often than that? Wasn't
It was a bit of a
No, it was
stronger.
a bit annoying.
annoying?
Sorry.
It's here. No.
It was a bit annoying, but considering
Considering.
Considering
considering how cheap the place was, you couldn't compliment
Complain.
and
complain.
complain. Uh, and there was a little beach near the hotel. There was a little path between the cliffs, and the beach was almost deserted, which was lovely.
I'm not surprised. Sounds like hard work.
It was a bit of a struggle,
Climbing.
climbing,
Clumping.
The B is silence. Climbing. To say something.
climbing, climbing back up, but it was worth doing once.
I guess it doesn't sound like my kind of thing, so.
Okay, my thing though. Though. Okay.
No.
So students, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to solve these three questions, and you don't need to send them to me or something, just prepare them so we can talk about them. Don't forget, you have two conversations, so when I ask you where did they stay, you need to answer for both conversations. Okay, students, 3 minutes to prepare your answers. Don't send them, just prepare them so we can talk about them and do this exercise. By the way, if you want to go to the script, it's on page 199, the audio script. 199. You can open it and see the answers. Miss Mona. So, the first question, where did they stay?
They camped on the festival
Mm-hmm.
site.
Exactly. Okay, what
Yes.
about conversation two?
Um,
Hmm. What do you think? It was a coast. In which country?
um,
This country
Abdullah,
is. Yes?
we had great time in spite on the weather.
He's talking about the weather. No, we need to talk about the place.
I hardly slept.
Conversation two, Mona.
Conversation. Okay.
The place that he stayed in. Which country first?
Um,
Okay, this country is our neighbor.
Miss weather.
So when احنا بنقول where did they stay معناها مكان الإقامة مالته. صحيح لو مو صحيح؟ زين.
Yes.
I want the country he stayed in conversation two. Which country he went to in the holiday?
Turkey.
Turkey, not
Yes.
Turkey. Turkey. Okay.
تركيا.
زين.
وأنا
Where
بالي إنه
exactly in Turkey?
وين ما بالي إنه
زين. Where exactly? He said absolutely amazing place.
it was absolutely boiling.
Boiling hot. Boiling معناها إنه هو is very hot.
Um,
I want the place. Here in this sentence. So he said absolutely amazing place, the place on the south coast. الساحل اللي هو south. Okay? Right
okay.
on top of the cliff. This is the place that he stayed in. Okay?
Okay.
Well done. Okay. So, question to students. In what way did they have a good time? In conversation one, who can answer me? Yes, Hind?
I don't know. He didn't mention that. He just say he had a great time in spite of the weather. Um, he hardly slept the
Mm-hmm.
whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We are there.
Yes,
There was
it
so
is.
much going on.
Yes, so all of this adventure was a great thing for him. Okay,
Yeah.
and not to forget that he met nice Hungarians. Okay, who brought
Yes.
them up. Okay, so that's their good time, even though it was a bad weather, just like what you said, Hind. Well done. What about conversation two, Sarah? You're on mute, Sarah.
In just 1 minute, miss.
Okay, let's go to Amal. Conversation two, dear.
Yes, miss. Um, yes, the second one, of course, it was an annoying place, but consider how cheap the place was, and there was a little beach near the hotel, so he didn't complain.
Amazing. Well done. Okay, now let's talk about the problems that they had. What problem did they have? Fatma, in conversation number one.
Yes, miss. It is rained at night, and the tent got wet.
Nice. Okay, amazing. Well done. And what about conversation two?
Me?
Let's see someone else. about conversation two? What was the problem?
Yes, miss.
The problem in conversation two, what was it?
Um,
What do you remember?
it was a bit I thought.
Isolated, correct.
Yes. أقراها كلها؟
It's up
لا.
to you.
البروبلم.
You find the problem. You don't need to read the whole thing. So it was isolated. This is one of the things. Okay, what else?
It was a few kilometers along his narrow track to the nearest village.
Nearest village. Yes, correct.
Yes.
Correct.
الممر كان ضيق مثل ما قلنا.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, students. Do we have any other things to add? Amal, Hind. Go ahead, Hind, then we're gonna ask Amal. Same question to you. What do you think the problem was in conversation two? Hind.
Miss, the weather in the first he said the weather was boiling, but then he loved the heat. And the place they stayed in was a bit isolated,
Nice.
and and uh, also he said a bit annoying. But of course, because the place was cheap, uh, he couldn't complain.
Nice. What about you, Amal? Well done.
Yes, miss. I want to say like hint.
Something new? Same answer.
No, no.
Okay, good. Good to hear. Okay, students. Mona, do you have a question there?
No, miss.
Okay, good. Okay, students. Let's open page 55. 55, and we have idioms. Okay, give me a second. Listen to quick conversation about accommodation, decide what kind of places they discuss in each conversation and what main problem is. Okay. So, I want someone to read this one for me. Idioms. Sarah, can you read it?
Yes. In exercise 3, you heard these two idioms.
Idioms.
You are idioms. You are talking the Mickey and I am completely out of pocket. An idiom is a group of words that means something different to the meaning of the individual words. You can sometimes work out the meaning of an idiom from the words and the context. If you look up the idiom in a dictionary, it is usually listed under the entry for the noun.
Okay. Someone else? Amal, can you read it?
Yes, miss. Of course. Idioms. You are taking the Mickey and I'm completely out of the pocket. An idiom is a group of words that mean something different to the meaning of the individual words. You can sometimes work out the meaning of an idiom from the word and the context. If you look up at the idiom in a dictionary, it's usually listed under the entry of the noun
Okay. So,
or
students.
the noun.
Okay, nice. So, students, do you remember when we took idioms in the, I guess,
Yes,
yes. Okay. So I heard
it
yes.
costs it costs an arm and legs.
Okay, it costs an arm and a leg. So what was the meaning of this idiom?
Very expensive.
Very expensive. Do we have any other idioms that we remember?
Under the weather.
Under the weather. Nice, this is one. Okay, Amal?
Miss, we talk about the pie in the sky.
Okay, what is the meaning of it?
مثل ما احنا نقول يعني عشان إبليس بالجنة.
Okay, okay, good, good. بس هاي ما أخدتوها وياي
It's
المفروض.
rain.
لا wait. Was it with me?
No,
No. We, Mr.
Mr. Ismail.
Mr. Ismail. Nice. Okay, what about you, Sarah?
It's rain. Cats and dog.
Yeah, it's raining cats and dogs. What is the meaning of it?
Actually, I don't remember.
It's raining.
Yes,
But what's wrong with the rain?
very heavy.
Very heavily. Exactly. مثل كلمة pour down. Okay, we can use it rained out raining cats and dogs. So now we have here in exercise 13, replace the idioms in italic in sentences from 1 to 8, okay, with these definitions. Let's read this first. Okay, Mona, can you read them? The words, the sentences in the box?
Yes, miss. Being very expensive for very short periods of time.
Periods of time.
Getting used to things.
Getting
Have,
used to things.
getting used to things. Have enough money to pay for everything needed in an overly overly optimistic
way.
way. It has turned to
It's his
it is a
turn
turn to recite.
react.
It is has turned
That
to
his
أقرأها هذا.
It's okay.
It is his turn to react and do something, making fun of short of money.
Short of money. So students, احنا we don't know the meaning of the idioms here in these sentences, but I want you to guess it out. Okay, so we are going to read the sentences here, and everything in italic, it's an idiom. طلاب. Everything written in italic, just like this one, out of pocket, it's an idiom. And we are going to match it with these sentences. تمام? So, number 1, can we read it, Hint?
Yes. We shared a flat for a year, and then one day she just left without paying her share of the bills, leaving me really badly out of pocket.
Pocket. Yes. What do you think? For you, Hint. If you heard this, and let's say you don't know the meaning of out of pocket, what do you think the meaning of it? Which sentence match it? That can replace this idiom out of pocket. Let's read once again. Can you read the sentence once again?
The book?
This one here, number 1.
We shared a flat for a year, and then one day she just left without paying her share of the bills, leaving me really badly out of pocket.
So she left without paying the bills. Okay, which is her share, حصتها. So
Yeah.
yeah, and you had to pay all of these kind of stuff, all the bills. So you are now really out of pocket.
Yes.
You
Short
don't
of money.
exactly short of money. Okay, so when someone leaves you out of pocket, طلاب, it means you have lost money. Okay, and now you are financially worse off. You don't have enough money left. Okay, when someone leaves you out of pocket, it means you have lost money. Okay, nice. Okay, number two, Sarah.
Our old place really wasn't that great. I think you are looking back at it through rose colored glasses.
Through
Rose.
rose colored glasses. I guess this is a bit hard, but you can do it.
Just 1 minute.
Take your time.
Our old place really wasn't that great.
So, Sarah, me and
Or
you, we
yes.
lived, we lived in a place. Okay? We were sharing this place. Tamam? When I
Okay.
describe this place, I would say it's really nice place. It's very beautiful, very stunning. Okay, but for you, yeah, Sarah, you are seeing this place wasn't that great. So انت شو حتقولي لي? I think Miss I you are looking back at it through rose colored glasses. I am describing it in a very good way. Okay? And you are
Okay,
describing
but
it.
it's in bad. Yes, in
Yes.
bad way.
Uh-huh.
We're very happy that I'm getting used to. An overly
Yes.
optimistic way.
Optimistic way. So students, optimistic معناها انه متفائل. Okay. شخص متفائل دائما يرى الجانب الجيد من الشيء. Okay, so for me, I was looking at this place as a good way. Okay, I was loving it from the good side looking at it. But for you, it's a huge different thing. So seeing things, طلاب, seeing things through rose-colored glasses, it means like viewing them as better than they really were. You know what? I'm being unrealistically positive بشكل غير حقيقي positive. Okay, students. فمن دائما الشخص يكون متفائل زائد عن الحدود. Okay, it means that they are looking through rose-colored glasses. وكأنه you're wearing glasses وتكون هذه شي pinky colors or something like this. Okay, very positive way. Number 3, Fatma.
Yes, miss. Don't get my
Don't get me wrong.
my room roommate.
لا,
Roommate.
roommate, the person that shares the place with you.
Okay,
Okay.
miss. It is great in small
Doses.
doses. It is just that after too much of him,
Have
I have an
overwhelming
desire
desire.
desire desire to fall asleep.
So what do you think? Hear it once again.
Okay, don't get my
Get me.
get me running my room
Don't get me
mate
wrong. Wrong. خطأ.
wrong my roommate.
Wrong.
It's great um,
Roommate.
roommate. It's great in small disease. It is just that after too much of him, I have an overwhelming desire, desire to feel asleep.
So, Hula, don't get me wrong, my roommate is great in small doses. It's just that after too much of him, students, what do you think of this in Arabic? It's just that after too much of him. After too much of him. What do you think the meaning is?
يعني جرعات صغيرة.
high doses جرعات صغيرة صحيح. أمل, can you say?
بعد ما تأقلم وياه أو عاش وياه لفترة من الزمن.
Nice. I have overwhelming desire to fall asleep. Small doses, I like them small doses. بعدين I want to fall asleep.
Getting used to things.
No, something else. فترات قصيرة.
Mal for very short
Periods of time.
periods of time.
Exactly. So I like this person for a very short period of time, and then, like after an hour, after 30 minutes, I would get what? Bored. I don't want to talk to this person. So, is great in small doses. Okay, students, واضح معناها? Nice. Amal, let's do number 4.
Yes, miss. I told my landlord I'm not going to pay any more rent until he gets the heating fixed. So now the ball is in his court. Miss, okay, it's his turn to react or do something.
Exactly. It's his turn to react and do something. You know what? هي هذه مال إنه the ball is in his court جاية from tennis. It means it's now the other person's responsibility to respond or take action. It's not my responsibility. Now it's his responsibility to take an action. So the ball is in your court. Okay, you do something. You have your own. You do something. Make an action. It's on you. Okay, 5, Muna.
Yes, miss. They buy a lot in rent. They pay a lot in rent, so they must be struggling to make ends meet. Now she is lost her job.
So they pay a lot in rent. What is the meaning of rent, Muna? تعرفيها؟
إيجار.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. So they must be struggling. You know what is the meaning of struggle? طلاب نذكرها. You can open your mic. يكافح. متأذين هسه ممكن. To make ends meet. Now she has lost her job. Okay. Make ends meet. So now we're talking about what? We're talking about money, right?
Miss, short of money.
Short of money, we already used it. Out of pocket كنا short of money. Something else with money. Do we have any other sentences with money?
Have enough money to pay for everything needed.
Exactly. So students, make ends meet. You know what? It means managing to cover all your basics expenses with the money you have. You're managing, okay, you're doing your best to managing, okay, or to cover all the basic needs, whether it's water, whether it's food, or maybe even rent. Okay. Number 6.
Yes, miss. I don't know how they can offer a place like that, considering
Exactly.
considering what they
Earn.
earn. It must have cost an arm and a
Leg.
leg.
Arm and a leg. We already said this. Sarah mentioned it. That we took it in the previous lectures. Cost an arm and a leg.
I think being very expensive.
Being what? Being very expensive. Yes, exactly.
Very expensive.
Yes. So what they're saying, and no, where is it? Sorry, number 6. I don't know how they can afford a place like this. Okay, considering what they earn, maybe they are working in a job that doesn't pay that much. Okay, so he's wondering how would they pay for such a place? Okay, if their job is not that much well-paid job. Okay, so it must have cost an arm and a leg to buy or rent this place, etc. 7. Hint, please.
They were all taking the Mickey
Mickey.
of, out of me because of my haircut. I didn't find it now.
Yes, I didn't find it funny though. Okay, so they were all taking the Mickey out of me because of my haircut.
Making fun of.
Exactly, making fun of. This is students. This is a British expression. Okay, it means like someone is teasing you. Teasing. Do we know the meaning of teasing? Teasing إنه احنا شلون نقولها in Iraqi. Let me think. ما دا أذكرها يعني.
يعيب.
شني مو يعيب وإنما شايفة من يضحكون عليك يصنفون. Okay, teasing يصنف أو إنه مثلا he in English he's making fun of you. Okay, so or mocking someone يقلد مثل ما قلتي انت سارة. Mocking someone إنه معناها إنه they're making fun يقلدون عليك. Okay, nice. So taking the Mickey out of me, making fun. The last one is for you, Amal.
Yes, miss. I only moved here a few months ago. It was really hard to being with, but a bit by a bit, I'm finding my feet, getting used to things.
Exactly. You know, it means like gradually becoming comfortable in this new situation or environment. At the end of this, you're doing best and you're becoming comfortable. Okay, let's say you traveled abroad, maybe they're speaking another language. Okay, so I'm finding my feet. Okay, I got used to it. Like maybe I'm learning the language. I know how to react to certain situations, etc. Okay, students. Now, I'm going to give you 4 minutes, students. You are going to write me 2 sentences using any idiom that you liked. Okay, so احنا عندنا out of pocket, through rose colored glasses. We have in small doses. We have, what else do we have? The ball is in his skirt. We have make ends meet, cost an arm and a leg. لا, cost an arm and a leg ما تستخدموها طلاب. This is an old thing. Okay, so let's leave it. We already took it. We're not gonna use it. Taking the Mickey out of me, and we have I'm finding my feet. Use 2 idioms that you like and create or make a sentence. Whether it's talking about you or about someone else, it's up to you, students. واضح مطلوب من الطلاب? Is it clear?
كم جملة القاعدة الأخير؟
Sorry?
كم جملة أنقل؟
2 sentences
كم
only. 2 sentences using 2 idioms. Okay? Except cost an arm and a leg. Okay? Because this is very easy. Let's let's leave it. Sarah, Fatima, Amal, Mona, all clear?
Yes, Miss. Thank you.
Okay, please send them in the group right now. You have 4 minutes, maybe 5, okay?
مس أني بعثت الصور للجروب بس الإنترنت كلش ضعيف يمي. متى توصل؟
Yes, Hind, let's read your sentence. Your sentences. It took me.
It took me a few weeks to find my feet in my new job,
Nice.
my wallet, and now I'm out of pockets.
Amazing. Beautiful. Well done. Let's wait for the others then. Yes, Sarah.
We have submitted our proposal. The ball is in their court now.
Amazing.
Are you taking are you taking the Mickey out of me because of my accent?
Nice. Well done. Very creative. Uh, yes. Fatma, please.
Yes, miss. I moved recently here. I feel lonely, but bit by bit I am finding
Finding.
it.
Okay. Finding my feet.
Finding it.
My feet. Okay.
My
Number two.
number two, I give my friend two choose. So now
Choices.
the ball is in the court.
Okay. The ball in his or her court. هذا ما تقولين هو تقولين okay his or her court. تمام. Well done. Can you correct the mistake that you had? Finding my feet. تمام. The ball in his or her court. Okay, good. Let's wait for the others.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
Well done.
Sorry, miss. Can I read it? Because the internet was very
Okay,
weak.
go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Yes. I apologized and explained everything for him. Now the ball in his court.
Nice.
Yes. The first week at my new house was very tough, but now I'm finding my feet.
Nice. Well done. Okay. Perfect. Muna, are you done? Do you still need time?
نسيت فقط بس واحدة دا أكتبها هسه دقائق.
Okay, can you send me only one? And at the end of the lecture, you can send the second
هو
one.
زدت بس أكتبها وأزيد صورتها بالجروب 3.
Only two.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, miss.
So students, you're going to have a homework, which is page 56. Okay. We have a reading. Okay. We look at the photo of Ben hometown in England and where he has moved to, Hong Kong. Discuss the questions in pairs. Okay. Before that, oh, no. So let's go to exercise 2. Read an email from Ben to a friend back home. Which things you thought of does he mention? Are you surprised by his reaction? Why not? So we have a bunch of emails. Okay, number 1, number 2 here, and we have number 3. All you need is to read, tamam, and we have some questions that you need to answer. Exercise 1. This is a long homework, student. Number 1. Okay, exercise number 1, we're gonna do it, and number 4 and 5. واضح? Students? 1, exercise 1, 4 and 5. You do it after reading these emails اللي هي on page 56.
يعني هي
Sent to private.
No, you're not gonna send it, you're gonna prepare it for the next lecture. Okay?
بس أشهر يعني هي قصدك ذني number 1.
Okay, so we have 3 emails. Number 1, this one. Number 2, this is the second one. And number 3 is on the other page. Okay? اللي هي page 57. This one, this is number 3. So we have 3 emails. You need to read them first, then do exercise 1. Okay? And we have 4 and 5. واضح هند? Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
You don't need to send it, you don't need to do anything, only prepare them. Okay, we're gonna discuss it inshallah in the upcoming lecture. Okay, so students, let's move to unit 7, which is going to talk about nature. Okay, yes, Muna, can you read your sentences, please?
Yes, miss. 1. The apartment rent was being very expensive.
Okay, Muna.
Yes.
You need to use what? You need to use these sentences اللي هي written in italic, not the sentences from here, from the box. Higher in the book there are خلينا نقول explanation of these idioms. لما تقولين being very expensive, you can use cost an arm and a leg.
Yes, miss.
تمام؟ فأنت تستخدمين الإيديوم اللي هي مكتوبة شنو بالخط المائل. Okay, in small doses. So you need to do what? صححي وترجعي لي إياها. Okay?
شلون ما فهمت؟
شوفي معي. أنت شو سويتي؟ أنت استخدمتي الجمل من اللي بوكس، مو صحيح؟
اللي إيه.
زين. هاي اللي بالبوكس هي explanation، شرح للإيديومز اللي مكتوبة شنو بالإيتاليك بالخط المائل. فهي out of وقت هي اللي تستخدميها، مو تستخدمين شيء من هنا. يعني هذني الإيديومز المهمات عندي، هاي مجرد شرح.
اوكي ابالي اني يعني اللي بالبوكس انه تريديهن. سوري.
هسه اتركيها هسه. Focus on the lecture. At the end of it, you do it once again and send it to me. تمام؟
اوكي.
فانت شو تسوين؟ راح تستبدلين فقط اللي اخذتيهم من هنا ويا الايديوم الصحيح. with the correct one.
اوكي miss.
Okay? No worries. So, let's move on to unit 7, nature. If you hear the word nature, what kind of vocabularies, what kind of word that pops on your mind? Do you have a certain word that pops on your mind, or maybe certain words that pop on your mind? For example, if I hear the word nature, I would think of a mountain, maybe a river, maybe hot, maybe boiling hot, just what we did. Maybe
Sea.
Sea, maybe.
Beach.
Beach, maybe. What else? You open your mic, students.
Forest.
Forest?
Forest.
Forest, you mean?
Forest or jungle.
Jungle, forest. Okay, what else?
Forest.
Think of something.
Ocean.
Ocean. What else? Maybe a cliff.
Lake.
Desert. What else? What kind of words you can think of? Yes, Hind, Fatma, share with us something. Muna.
Play the
Park,
Okay, let's one by one. Sorry, Fatma.
park or picnic.
Okay, park and picnic. It's not nature. Okay, هي طبيعة, but like, I want something created by God. You know.
I don't know. It was
Yes.
I don't know, مش because the students talk this.
So they
يعني هو
did
الأغلبية
everything.
قالوا.
Okay, they did everything. What about you, Hind? Can you think of something new?
Uh, Actually, no. You mentioned all.
Oh, we
That's
mentioned all
right.
of them. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so in nature we have different things. One of them is weather. So we are going to do what? We're going to talk about weather, students. We have matched these different kinds of weather with descriptions below. We have different descriptions here. We have how many? 10 descriptions. We're gonna match them with the what? With the words here. So, number 1. Yes, Mona, can you read it?
Yes, miss. آه، أقرأ أول شي الكلمات اللي بالبوكس اللي
Yes,
هو الجمل.
please. As you like. Let's start with the box.
أوكي. cold, fog, rain.
Fog. Do we know the meaning of fog, students?
ضباب.
Exactly. Correct.
ضباب.
Well done.
Rain,
Rain.
snow, storm,
Storm.
storm, sun, heat, wind.
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 Wind, exactly. Okay, so
Yes.
read number 1.
I woke up in the
Middle.
middle of the night because the thunder
Thunder.
was so loud, and then there were these ins- uh,
Incredible.
incredible flashes of lightning. It was quite scary.
Scary. Scary.
Scary.
Okay, so I woke up in the middle of the night because the thunder was so loud, and then there were these incredible flashes of lighting. It was quite scary. But before we read, or before you're gonna choose, do you know all the meaning of these words, Mona, in the box؟ لو عندك أي كلمة تعرفي معناها.
Uh, Miss, I think
أكو كلمة تعرفيها؟
storm.
Storm. Storm هي عاصفة. So, do you think, which one do you think goes to number 1? Is it cold, fog, rain, snow, storm, sun, heat, wind? Which one?
Miss, cold of fog
Okay, we have cold or fog. Cold, it's what?
or fog.
Okay, fog.
Yes,
Fog
fog.
هي ضباب.
Mm.
Okay, but he said what? He said I have what? Thunder. طلاب, what is the meaning of thunder? Do we know it?
Rad.
Rad. Okay, there. I have thunder. Was so loud. Okay, and we have flashes of light. زين. شنو اللي ممكن be thunder؟ هل هو البرد أو الفوق؟ ضباب? Is it rain? Is it snow? Is it storm? It was very scary. Lightning. We have flashes of light. منى. رعد. أكو برق.
Uh, wind.
wind
رياح لا.
والرياح. storm. منى. storm هي العاصفة. اوكي اللي هي حتكون بيها
صدق
thunder.
أنا قلت لها بالبداية العاصفة بس إنه عبالي قلتيلي غلط.
لا I was giving you the meaning of it. I thought you don't
No.
know the meaning of it. But if you said it that was right then. Correct منى. Okay. Number 2 hint. Yes.
So we were moving along the motorway and suddenly we just hit it. It was really thick and you could hardly see the car in front. We had to come off the motorway and wait for it to lift. Fog.
Fog. Yes. So it's thick. You could hardly see, students. Okay. Amazing. It's very dangerous when we have fog. Number 3, Fatma.
Yes, miss. It was blowing and really humid, and there was no air
Air
conditioning.
Air conditioning هو heater مالتنا. Air conditioning.
Yes,
Okay.
on the bus, it was
Unbearable.
unbearable. I thought I was going to busy out.
لا. pass
Pass out.
pass out يفقد الوعي. Okay. And it was boiling. What is the meaning of boiling, Fatma?
boiling. شو اسمه يعني الجو يعني حار وهاي الجو
وصل الغليان خلينا نقول.
ايه.
Okay. So we have boiling and we have a humid. Humid هي الرطوبة.
الرطوبة.
So which one can?
Sun and heat.
Sun and heat. So we can use it. Sun and heat. Amazing. Amal?
Yes, miss. I lost all feeling in my fingers and my lips turned blue. I thought I was going to freeze to death. Miss Cole.
Cold. Okay. Yes, Sarah? 5.
I got absolutely soaked on the way. When we left it, it was fine, but then the clouds came in and it suddenly started pouring down and pouring down and of course I hadn't brought an umbrella or anything. Rain.
Rain. Okay. 6 hint.
6. It's blue. Blue.
Blue.
Put down. Tree and it hit our house. It did quite a lot of damage. Wind.
Wind.
What?
Yes. Blew down.
Yeah.
اللي هي شنو معنى blew down؟ شايفين نقول blow the candle? What is the meaning of blow the candle? Blow the candle.
طفي.
birthday. طفي أو انفخ. Okay. blow هو معناتها شنو هو students؟ تصريف الثاني للفعل blow اللي هو نفخ أو هب. Okay. ف blow down اللي هي شلون نقول احنا شالتها من القاع. Okay. يعني نقول the wind blew all night هبت الرياح. Okay. So wind. Amazing. 7. Fatma?
Yes, miss. It was pouring down, and then it turned to hail. It was hail. In the end, we had to haul over until it's all seat off.
So ناعم. It's pouring
Snow.
snow. Exactly. Exactly. And 8. Amal. No, sorry, not Amal. Muna. 8.
Yes, miss. The fiery couldn't sail because it was so strong, but is of
Eased
after
off. طلاب
it
بس انت تقولي عشان الله يعني مثلا هسه قبل شويه ويا فاطمه نفس هالكلمه eased off eased off. فلا نكرر الاخطاء نفسها. اوكي. Go ahead Am.
is yes
اها.
is of after a couple of hours.
The ferry couldn't sail because it was so strong, but it eased off after a couple of hours. Let's talk about the meaning, students. We have ferry.
ستوايند
Wind.
الرياح.
Yes, it is wind. Exactly. How did you know? سنجي على المعاني. So we have ferry couldn't sail, students. ferry هي العبارة.
العبارة.
Exactly. sail شنو معناها؟
شراء.
شراع. لا مو شراع. تبحر.
يبحر.
Okay, زين. Because it was so strong, but it eased off after a couple of hours. هدأت. تمام. So we're talking about the wind, correct? Now let's talk about 9. Yes, Amal.
Yes, miss. Honestly, we had to slow right down because it started to settle and I was afraid of skidding. Apparently, there were lots of crashes and some people got stuck in their cars overnight.
So we have skidding, students. This is a new word.
الانزلاق.
Exactly. دائما شو نقول the car is skidding. تنزلق. Okay. skid هو ينزلق فجأة. Okay. اللي هي دائما تكون بسبب the tires. اكو هاي الخاصية مع عدم الانزلاق شايفيها بالسيارات. Okay. skidding. So we had to slow right down because it started to settle and I was afraid of skidding. Apparently there were lots of crashes and some people got stuck in their cars overnight. What do you think, Amal?
Miss, I think it's storm.
Storm? Maybe. It can be storm, but something else اللي يخلي القاع تنزلق.
Snow.
Snow. Exactly. Exactly. Amazing. Sarah, 10.
It continued non-stop for about a week. The whole place was flooded. It was miserable. Rain.
Yes. Floated. What is the meaning of floated, طلاب?
طوفان.
Yes, exactly. طوفان. Okay. مغمور بالماء. ممكن تجي غارق. Okay. Well done. Amazing. Now we have another listening, which is an exercise 5. Listen to 2 people sharing experiences of extreme weather. Answer the questions. Students, what is the meaning of extreme? Extreme. Do we know? So, لا. Now we have something اللي هو خلينا نقول normal and we have extreme. Extreme اللي هو very harsh. Okay. ممكن أقول لكم extreme weather. طقس شديد such as storm, boiling hot. Okay. We can say extreme pain. ألم شديد. Okay. All of these things معناها إنه خلينا نقول شديد. ممكن تجي متطرف. Okay, I can say إنه he has extreme political views. He has extreme political views. Here I mean إنه عنده آراء سياسية متطرفة. Okay, and I can use إنه هي أقصى. تمام. ممكن أقول لكم at the extreme end of a village. في الطرف الأقصى من القرية. So it has different meanings. we have 3 questions, students. Where were the 2 people when they experienced extreme weather, the place that they were in? What kind of weather did each person experience? How did they feel? What did they do as a result of the weather? واضحة الأسئلة يا طلاب؟
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Okay. Muna, Fatima, Sarah, all good?
Yes.
Okay, now
Yes,
track.
Track 37.
We got caught in this incredible storm on our way to visit friends in Rome.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was amazing. One moment we were in sunshine, the next we saw like a line on the road ahead, and we drove through it, and it was hail. Incredible. These enormous hailstones just started bouncing off the car. They were as big as golf balls. Honestly, they were hitting the car so hard they nearly broke the windscreen.
Really?
Well, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but they were pretty big and it was pretty scary.
I bet.
And then the lightning started. It was lighting up the whole sky. In the end, we pulled over to the side of the road till it all blew over.
Right.
And then it cleared up again, almost as quickly as it had started.
It's amazing, isn't it? It actually reminds me of a time I was in Sardinia. We were visiting this little village somewhere, the name of which escapes me. Actually, I guess we should have realised because it had been boiling all day, very humid and sticky. And then in the evening, we were just taking a walk along the beach. You get this great view across the bay to Alghero.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, suddenly we saw this incredible forked lightning across the bay, followed by a faint rumble of thunder, and it just continued. It was so spectacular, we were just like transfixed watching it because, you know, it was still dry where we were. It was amazing. I could have watched it for hours, but then suddenly it started spitting. And then, just 2 seconds later, the heavens opened and it started pouring down.
Oh no.
And of course, we hadn't brought an umbrella or anything, so we just ran to the nearest cafe we could find. And honestly, it can't have been more than a minute, but we got absolutely soaked. I must have poured something like a litre of water out of my shoes.
Oh my god.
I swear, sitting there in the cafe, I think it was the wettest I've ever been.
Okay, now let's hear it once again. Make sure you read as well.
Track 37.
We got caught in this incredible storm on our way to visit friends in Rome.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was amazing. One moment we were in sunshine, the next we saw like a line on the road ahead, and we drove through it, and it was hail. Incredible. These enormous hailstones just started bouncing off the car. They were as big as golf balls. Honestly, they were hitting the car so hard they nearly broke the windscreen.
Really?
Well, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but they were pretty big and it was pretty scary.
I bet.
And then the lightning started. It was lighting up the whole sky. In the end, we pulled over to the side of the road till it all blew over.
Right.
And then it cleared up again, almost as quickly as it had started.
It's amazing, isn't it? It actually reminds me of a time I was in Sardinia. We were visiting this little village somewhere, the name of which escapes me. Actually, I guess we should have realised because it had been boiling all day, very humid and sticky. And then in the evening, we were just taking a walk along the beach. You get this great view across the bay to Alghero.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, suddenly we saw this incredible forked lightning across the bay, followed by a faint rumble of thunder, and it just continued. It was so spectacular, we were just like transfixed watching it because, you know, it was still dry where we were. It was amazing. I could have watched it for hours, but then suddenly it started spitting, and then just 2 seconds later, the heavens opened and it started pouring down.
Oh no.
And of course, we hadn't brought an umbrella or anything, so we just ran to the nearest cafe we could find. And honestly, it can't have been more than a minute, but we got absolutely soaked. I must have poured something like a litre of water out of my shoes.
Oh my god.
I swear, sitting there in the cafe, I think it was the wettest I've ever been.
Okay, so students, when you heard the word hail and he said hailstones and he said it's like golf balls, شنو تذكرتوا؟ what do we call it in بالعراقي؟
مثل حاله.
حلو.
Yes, well done. So, let's go back to the questions. Where were the 2 people when they experienced extreme weather, students? Sarah.
In Rome.
Okay. On the way to visit a friend in Rome. Amazing. Okay, what about the speaker number 2? Someone else? Yes, Amal. Speaker B.
Sardinia.
Sorry.
I think it's Sardinia.
Yes, Sardinia. A village in Sardinia. Amazing. Okay. What kind of weather did each person experience? So, speaker A, Hind. What kind of weather he experienced? Yes? We cannot hear you, Hind. I guess there is a problem with your connection. Okay, let's see someone else. Mona. Oh, yes, Hind, please.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, can you repeat the question? What kind of weather
Did each person experience? So, speaker 1, he said something. What was the weather like?
sunshine.
Sunshine in the beginning. Then,
Then he saw like a line on the road ahead, and he drove through it.
yes, but there was a
And
big thing, just like a golf ball. What was it?
hailstones.
Yes, hailstone. Exactly. Okay, what about speaker B, Fatma?
Smells a storm.
Speaker B.
B, I think running.
Rain, heavy rain. Okay, one of them. And only heavy
Or
rain. She said something else. Something very hot. What do we say?
wait.
Boiling hot. What else?
Very humid
Very humid. Okay, nice. Okay.
and sticky.
And what? Sticky. Yes.
Sticky.
Lazik. Okay, because very humid. Nice. Um, that's it. That's it. Let's leave the other questions. Okay. Students, do we remember our homework?
Yes, miss.
All good, which is page, once again, page 56. You need to read all 3 emails. This is number 1, number 2, and the other third email is on the other picture, the next picture to it, the next page, sorry. And after reading them, you have exercise 1, 4, and 5. You need to prepare them for the next lecture, inshallah. Okay? Any questions, طلاب?
No.
All good?
No.
Thank you so much. And Muna, don't forget your homework, please. Correct your sentences and send them to me. Tamam, Muna?
Yes, miss.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, students, and hope to see you on Monday, inshallah.
Bye bye, miss.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank you, miss. Good night.
Bye bye.